Hello guys, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing pretty good myself. Gonna jump back into it tonight with some BBR. I have two of the Maserati MC12s right here. The test car version and also the Vitaphone one from the 2008 Spa 24 Hours. And this was actually the winner of that race in this class. Very cool. I'm really excited for this Vitaphone one. I love the color combo of it. But before we jump into that, let me show you guys what new stuff came in, because I did get some new stuff in from RC Mart. So I picked up my first ever Hobby Japans. I've really liked their stuff for a while. I just haven't bought anything yet. And these just dropped. These are brand new releases. This is Hobby Japan, their like racing line. They have like a little subline for like just the race cars that they do. So I got both of these Toyota Chasers. These are both from the 1997 Japan Touring Car Championship. So there's the Zent Eclipse one and the Esso Tonin one. They're both really cool. They look really nicely detailed. So we'll definitely do a video on these at some point. You guys already know there's a lot to get through. And then I also picked up the test car version of it as well. At first I skipped the test car version, and then I went back and ordered it because it looks really cool in black with the white OZ racing wheels. So those, and then I also did pick up this one, the Mitsubishi Lancer GSR Evo 6 1999. This is like the rally version, so it's got like the red mud flaps. And then I also really liked this particular version because it's got some blue on the seats in there. So I do have that one as well. And then I picked up another Tomica. I got this one. It is the Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR in red. Just a nice clean stock version. The one thing that is a little disappointing about these is they don't have mirrors. So those two front mirrors on the front are just not there. So that's the only thing bad. But other than that, I thought it looked pretty good in like the presentation photos. 4 new Mini GTs. McLaren 720S GT3 Evo. Don't worry, I have the orange Pfaff Motorsports one coming as well. I'll review this and that one together as soon as it comes in. This is new casting, so I'm really looking forward to getting into that. It is coming soon. The Lotus Esprit Turbo in metallic silver. Another very cool one. Nice to get a stock version of this. We got the James Bond one a little while ago. Bugatti W16 Mistral in black. I'm really excited for this one, and I'm honestly very surprised that this released before the Bugatti Bolides did, because I believe this went on pre-order after. So I don't know what's going on with those Bolides. Hopefully they're coming soon. They should be. And then last but not least, this Ford Mustang Mach 1 1971 in race red. Very cool. Again, another car that we got because of James Bond that we now have a stock version of. So definitely really looking forward to those. But anyways, let's jump into the Maserati MC12s. And I did pull out the past releases. So I think this was the first release, number 14. And this is the white version. And these were, I really liked these. There was a couple things that could have been better. Like the headlights were a little foggy. And of course with BBR and Mini GT, sometimes the little pieces that they use for the badges can be crooked. But other than that, I thought it looked really good. Colored and detailed interior. So there was the white and blue one. And then they also released the dark blue one. Blue metallic with stripe. This was number 16. And this one was also really nice. Just such a cool car. I love how long it is. And then we got one race version of it up until now. And this was the JMB Racing version from the 2008 FIA 24 Hours of Spa. Again, really nice. Tire printing just looked really, really good. I liked this one a lot. And then for tonight's video, MC12, this is the test car version. So 2004 test car. So just, I like to have like all the versions. So a couple stock versions there. Couple race cars, test car. It's just like a nice, well-rounded mix. So test car right there, and then also this Vitaphone version. So we'll go ahead and get cracked into them. And I don't think we've gotten any more of these on pre-order. The BBR pre-orders come out really slowly. In fact, I think there's only, I don't know, I think there's only between 5 and 7 cars on pre-order from them, which is kind of insane because I think we have like probably at least 50 cars on pre-order for Mini GT. So I wish they'd release a little faster, but then again, at the same time, we just had 4 of them drop all at once. The 2 white Alfa Romeo Giulias, and then the teal Daytona, and the yellow 296 all dropped at once. So yeah, I don't know. I wish they would be a little bit more consistent. Anyways, so here's the black one. Just like always, I love the BBR unboxing experience. It just feels so premium. It's pretty similar to Kaido House, except instead of you pulling the top part off, you just slide it out, and then it's in the little tray in here. Just really nice. Oh yeah, and then instead of being in the tray like that, it's sideways, of course. So here's the black one. We'll get this all put back together. Here's the information on the back if you need it. Of course, licensed by Maserati. Nice sticker on the top. And then here is the Vitaphone version. I love the way they do their packaging. I think I've said that in every single BBR video I've done so far, but there's all the information here. This is number 21 in just the regular BBR Diecast 64 line. And then this test car is number 17. The Ferraris are labeled differently. They have their own subline. So here they are. We'll look at the test car first because it is a little bit more bland. But it looks just to be like a nice matte black, which I'm not mad at. I'm sure that is pretty dang accurate to the real car, and just like the previous versions, it's a nice casting. Like, the casting itself is really good. I think they did a good job on the headlights. They've got silver bulb detail in there. The acrylic on this one actually looks pretty clear. Little bit of haziness right in like the front corner, but not too bad at all. Big Pirelli logo on the front with the Maserati seal, and then the Maserati trident up on the front hood, or the front grille. Pirelli logos on the side underneath the headlights, and then there's a couple little clamps right there as well. Maserati on the windshield banner. The mirrors are going to be hard plastic for this one. Actually, yeah, I guess that does make sense. For some reason I thought that BBR had rubber mirrors because they were made by Mini GT, but they do not. But they do have a little bit of painted detail in them. There's a side profile. Wheels look amazing with that Pirelli P0 tire printing. Silver on these ones. In fact, is this... So this is the race wheel. So this is the same one we saw on this one right here. The stock wheels are a bit different. So nice little variety, but it is accurate, I would imagine. But really nice tire printing. The tire printing just adds so much. I feel like this model would just look a lot more bland from that side profile without that yellow printing. But yeah, Maserati badge right in front of the wing mirrors right there. It looks pretty good. It's printed. It's not an actual separate piece, which I think is fine. And then the little Italian flag right behind the wheel well and the fender. Some nice venting right above those front wheels too. Love the grooves in the front hood. Yeah, that was on all of them, even the stock version. Just looks really cool. It gives it some nice texture. And then the vented rear panel looks really good. And then the top air intake. So this one actually has, and the other two race cars just have black interiors, so no color like the stock versions did. Stock versions had this really like nice dark blue and then carbon fiber, and then the seats were also kind of done in a similar fashion with that dark blue. I thought that looked really nice. I guess the race cars don't need it, so it makes sense why they left it out. But yeah, it looks really good. The wing on the back is massive, and it is just done in black plastic, which actually matches the matte black really nice. And I don't think this is painted. I think this is just the black plastic by itself. So that looks pretty good. And then on the rear end, Pirelli printed onto that rear grille. Black exhaust tips. I do wish they were silver. I think they have... Oh, the exhaust is actually different for the race car. So you have quad silver exhaust tips on the stock version, and then... What did we have on this one? Yeah, they were same on this one, so just black. I imagine they're not black on the real car. They're probably silver on the race cars, so I wish they were done in silver, but I also could be wrong on that. They could be black. Taillights on this one are not acrylic. They are just printed, and it looks like they actually messed up on this one. So on this left side, which I imagine is accurate, there's two small red bulbs, and then there's one silver bulb that's a little bit bigger. And then on this side... This inside bulb is silver instead of red. Let's look at the past one that we reviewed. Yeah, so this one is silver. So they did mess it up on my particular version. Hopefully it's not like that for any of your guys's. Did they do it on this one? Just a quick peek. Oh, yeah, they messed it up on that one too. Oh my gosh, except it's like inverse. Okay, so they messed up the taillights. This inside one right here is supposed to be red, but they are done in like a nice a metallic paint. These are really small bulb details, so it would be extremely difficult to do this in acrylic. So in this particular case, and there are certain cars that are just like this, it's just too small to do in acrylic. I think it looks great as this like metallic painted material because it actually is like a separate molded piece. It's just not acrylic. So I think it looks good. And then of course you have your Maserati lettering badge right there. That is a separate piece. Looks pretty good. Big rear diffuser. This one's really just on the more plain side, but it's a test car. And, you know, just like the Hobby Japan I showed, test cars are usually just black and plain. And I think for this case, it looks really nice. And it's a nice addition to the MC12 lineup, in my opinion. So I'll try to throw some pictures up of this one if I can find the actual test car version. Might be kind of difficult because this car is, what, 17 years old? 2008? Well, actually, no, this one was 2004, right? The test car? 2004. So this one's 21 years old. That's crazy that 2004 was 21 years ago. But yeah, so I'll try to find some pictures. But let's move on. I think everyone's a little bit more excited for this one. I know I am. So, one thing I was concerned about with this one is the color. It's been a little bit since I've looked at photos, but I know when this did drop, I did look at photos. And I don't know if the teal color is accurate to the real thing. I'll have some photos up on the left. However, I should also note that the color does show up differently on camera. On camera, it looks more of a light blue. In person, it does actually represent that tealish like hue. So it is different. It looks teal in my eyes. I think the real car was like a bright teal. It looks pretty close if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, so either way, side by side, it's not going to look exactly like the real car because the camera color is just different. So it is what it is. But the black is a glossy instead of a matte, which I think looks really nice. And I think it's a really good color combo with this teal color. It just looks really nice. And it's a nice simple livery. You've got Vitaphone on the side, the Vita in that teal color, and then phone in white. The number box right there. It just looks really good. Some sponsorships down on this side. Sparko. What else do we have there? Altitude. Actually, I don't know a lot of these. Michelin right there on the back. I don't know all those, but Michelin tire printing on this one also looks really good. It's got like some little printing next to the logo right there, and then also on the opposite side right there. I think this one did not have that. No, it did not. And I also do want to point out, this Vitaphone one was from 2008 Spa. And so was the first race car version, this JMB one right here, also from 2008. I'm going to assume, and you know what happens when you assume, but I'm going to assume that these cars ran the same exact tire. And so I think Mini GT slash BBR went ahead and made the tire print more accurate for this Vitaphone one. Because on this one, it's just a regular Michelin print. On this one, it actually has some extra stuff to it. So I think they went back and made it more accurate. It looks really good, though. I like that a lot. On the back right here, Shell and some more sponsorship logos. Kessel, Iveco. Very cool. ALD Automotive on the side of the wing right there. Vitaphone, of course, real big. But yeah, for the taillights on this one, like I was saying, this bottom one on this right side should be red. So it should look like this. So it's kind of funny to me that both of these models that we're looking at today had an incorrect taillight on the right side, but like inversed. I don't know how that happens. I guess it's just some oversight when they're being made, but I definitely wish it wasn't like that. But also, when you're just kind of like holding it and looking at it and glancing at it, it's not real noticeable, but that definitely is wrong. So shame on you, Mini GT, for doing that. But other than that, I think it looks really good. Again, this teal color is just super nice. It's done in a matte. And then all your sponsorship logos up on the hood. Those super nice hood vents. Headlights on this one, I actually think these are the clearest headlights I have for the MC12. I do not see any fogginess at all with these ones, which I think every other one did. Yeah, those are definitely foggy on the white one. The dark blue one, yep, definitely foggy on that. What does this J&B one look like? Yep, definitely foggy for that one. And was the test car? The test car was pretty good. It was definitely the best out of them up until this one. This one has the clearest headlights. So I wish, and like I said, it varies from model to model. A lot of the times, some fog lights might be foggy, some might not be. So might have gotten lucky with this one, but they do look really nice again with that silver bulb detail behind the housing. Well, in the housing, I guess. Looks really good. Trident badge on the front. There's no Maserati crest on the top right here because they had to put the livery on, but it looks really nice. Some more sponsorship logos down here on this side. DHL, Michelin, Wharton, Helix, Shell Helix. Looks very cool. Here's a view at this side. I also like the little yellow stripe that runs across on both sides for the DHL. Very cool. And then, of course, the names of the drivers right underneath the window right there. Teal mirrors with that silver paint in them for the reflectiveness. It looks really good. Number box on the rear panel on that back window. Well, I guess it's not really a back window because there wasn't a window on the stock version. It's just a panel. It was carbon fiber on the stock one, though, which actually looks really good. But yeah, very nice. There's another view at the back. Nothing printed onto the grille. The presentation one did have Pirelli, but this one is just plain. And it's got some sponsorship logos, ALD Automotive, Vodafone, and Maserati lettering in the center. And then the Maserati Trident, which, again, the presentation version did not have that. So kind of interesting, but black exhaust and then the big rear diffuser again. The wing, actually, now that I'm looking at it, the wing on the presentation version is different. The wing on the presentation version goes all the way across the car and actually kind of sticks out over the edge of the car just a touch. It kind of comes out to where this little fin is on that back portion. But on the race cars, and now that I'm looking at it on both of them, the wing is actually a bit thinner on the back. So it does not go out quite that far. So that is kind of cool. So there's 3 different versions of wing on this so far. So the stock version had the rear wing that goes from these little side parts and kind of curves over all the way across. The presentation version is just a flat wing that goes all the way across, flush with these. And then the race cars are a little bit thinner. So kind of interesting. I do like that attention to detail, though. That is really nice. I also just noticed there's some nice silver accenting around that window piece, too. And then there's the windshield banner, Total Excellium. I don't know what brand that is. I don't know what brands a lot of these are. One thing I do want to point out with this one, though, I think it was a little different on this one. Yeah, it was a little different on that one. So they have this number box right here that kind of goes across these fins, right? So on the Super GT cars that Mini GT does, that box is a decal and it goes over the big vent. So like on the Nissan Zs, the GTRs, the GT500 cars, it goes across the big vent and it's a decal and there's it's just kind of sitting at an angle over the gap, not actually touching the car. This one actually looks like it's been printed completely on that gap. Now, there's a little bit of text on the bottom of that box, which I believe you can see right here. Yeah, FIAGT.com and then the little red logo. So that is there on this front one. The text for the website is definitely cut out a little bit, but that's probably pretty accurate to how the real car looks, where that decal didn't sit perfectly in there, but they smashed it down in that channel anyways. So I think it's kind of funny how they can do it right for this BBR Maserati, but not for the Super GT line. And from what I'm seeing, the costs are getting pretty similar between the Mini GT, Super GTs, and these BBRs. I think I paid, it was $17 or $18 for this one, I believe, and that's about how much the Super GTs are starting to cost. So, I don't know. Just kind of an interesting observation. And then I love the dark blue Trident on the roof. Looks really cool. I love how the center point goes on top of that air intake as well. Overall, really nice cars. I will put some photos up of this one. Again, I know I did some earlier for the color comparison, but we'll do some again just because, why not? Yeah, I love these. I hope they do more of them. Like I said, we have not gotten any more on pre-order yet, but I hope we do. I really like these. I'm sure there's more variants of them. Surely they did more than 2 stock colors for it. Obviously, they only did 1 presentation version, but I'm imagining that they did more than 2 race cars for it, especially since the test car was in 2004, and then these 2 race cars are from 2008 Spa. So they had to have at least raced it for a couple years, right? Like test car 2004 may have gone into race. I don't know a lot about it. I need to go back and watch some of those races, but I would assume there's at least a few years worth of these MC12s. So hopefully get more, because this seems like our only chance to get them from Mini DT. So now that they're working with BBR, that's how they're getting their Ferrari stuff, their Pagani stuff, their Maserati stuff, and their Alfa Romeos. Which honestly makes sense. Like, I can't complain about that. Mini DT's making them. Overall, they're all pretty nice. But yeah, hoping to see more. Hopefully it doesn't end after these 5. But anyways, that's it for this one. Let me know what you guys think of these in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.